Assalamualaikum and hello. My name is Alisa binti Ahmad Kamaruddin and my student ID is 2023654584 and I am from group NBH5A2. So today I will be doing a presentation for the course Business Analytics, or known as MGT555, alongside with my team member Nurul Ikmaliyah binti Muhammad Khairunizam. So for this assignment, each group are given one set of data, and in our case, we are given the bicycle inventory data, and there are 5 requirements in this assignment. We will start off with the definition of pivot table and a pivot chart so that it can gives you a rough idea of what it really means. So what is a pivot table? Well, it is a powerful tool for distilling a complex data set into a meaningful information, which is called the pivot tables. And it allows you to create a custom summaries and charts of key information in the data. Whereas the pivot chart is the visualization of the data in pivot tables. We have generated a total of 3 pivot tables and charts. With the first pivot table, it is for the sum of quantity on hand by supplier, and in this table you can see the name of the suppliers on the row and also the categories on the columns. So the grand total of the stocks is 106 bicycles, which are made of by the stocks of from 5 suppliers, which is the first supplier is a Bicyclist Choice, which has 23 bicycles, and Bike One, which has 17 bicycles, Run Up Bikes, which has 33 bicycles, Simpsons Bike Supply with 20 bicycles, and last but not least, the Bike Path has 13 bicycles. So from this table, we can identify the most number of stock in hand, which are owned by the Run Up Bikes, which are 33 bicycles, and the least number of stock in hand are owned by the Bike Path with 13 bicycles. For our second pivot table and chart, we have the sum of selling price by category. And in this table, you can see in the rows, we have the category of bicycles and also the name of the products, whereas in the column, we have the name of the supplier. So the grand total of the selling price is $7,681.06. So this amount is made up by 5 categories, which are the children, hybrid, leisure, mountain, and also the road category. So first, we have the children category, which has the total of $333.13. Whereas for the hybrid category, we have $1,776.45. Whereas for the leisure category, the total is $732.96. And for the mountain category, the amount is $2,771.23. And last but not least, we have the road category, which the total is $2,767.29. Our last pivot table and chart is the sum of profit of margin by supplier. And in the rows, you can see the category of the bicycle, whereas in the column, there is the name of the suppliers. So the grand total of the profit is $2,112.23. So these amounts are made up of the profits by 5 supplier, which is the Bicyclist Choice, Bike One, Run Up Bikes, Simpsons Bike Supply, and lastly the Bike Path. So for Bicyclist Choice, the profit that they made is $243.60. For Bike One, $525.21. And for Run Up Bikes, they made $504.24. As for Simpsons Bike Supply, they made $444.18. And last but not least, the Bike Path made a profit of $395. So from this table, we can identify that Bike One made the most profit, which is $525.21, And also bicyclist choice made the least profit, which is $243.60.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Ikmalia binti Muhammad Khairul Nizam and my metric number is 2023425908. Now, I'm going to explain about descriptive statistic table. Descriptive statistic table is a table summary that shows many features of dataset like mean, median, mode, and etc. It is a specific method basically used to calculate, describe, and summarize collected research data in an efficient way. Above data is a data that we get from our dataset by using auto Excel analysis. Coefficient of variation is the ratio to the standard deviation to the mean. The higher the coefficient of variation, the greater the level dispersion around the mean. So, with the help of descriptive statistic table, we can find coefficient of variation as above. For this slide, I will explain the rule of thumb for purchase cost, selling price, and quantity on hand. The mean purchase cost is 238.85, serve as the center point around which most purchase costs cluster. As for standard deviation, a lower standard deviation indicates more spread out value. The standard deviation for purchase cost is 160.52, which indicates the moderate amount of variability. And the coefficient variation is 67.12%, reinforces the notion of moderate relative variability in purchase cost. For selling price, we can see the mean is $329.38, serve as the center point which most selling price cluster. Standard deviation shows amount $216.24, also indicates a moderate amount, and coefficient of variation is 65.70%, which is moderate level of relative variability in selling price. And lastly, for quantity on hand, the mean is 4.43, representing the central point around which most quantities cluster. The standard deviation is 2.17, indicate a moderate amount, and the coefficient of variation is 64.80%, suggests a moderate level of relative variability in quantities on hand. For this slide, I will explain about outliers. Outliers is a data point that significantly differ from the majority of other data points in dataset. One of the common methods to identify outliers is by Z-score. Above table is show data of outliers for purchase cost, selling price, and quantity on hand. So, this is the new data after we not include the outliers. We can see for purchase cost, the mean is 0.11, which is slightly negative. For standard deviation, the amount is 0.91 and the coefficient of variation is negative 803.6361. For selling price, the mean is slightly lower, which is 10 cent dollars. As for standard deviation is 0.9190 and negative 875.6859 for coefficient variation. And last is quantity on hand. After excluding the outliers, the mean is 20 cent dollar, which has increased. The standard deviation is 0.9987 and the coefficient of variation is 507.7197. The positive CV indicates a relatively high coefficient of variation and suggesting increased variability in quantity. So that is the end of our video. That's all from us and thank you for watching.